Hello friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Dion the Peon and today I want to do a style analysis on the Rockstar Girlfriend aesthetic. I was looking for another style analysis to do and I found the Rockstar Girlfriend aesthetic on TikTok, and as someone who dreamed of being a rockstar groupie, I thought this was perfect for me. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the history of the Rockstar Girlfriend aesthetic, as well as the elements of the style and the problems that come along with the trope. So if you do like these style analysis videos, please subscribe to my channel. I post videos every Thursday. And without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing is, what is the Rockstar Girlfriend aesthetic? It really is a mishmash of a lot of different aesthetics, but at the same time, it's very distinctive. When I say Rockstar Girlfriend, what comes to mind for all of us is big, messy sex hair, smudged liner, red lipstick, hot model, bimbo, glamorous, edgy, powerful, passionate. She is mysterious and elusive and sexy. She has that it factor that made the rock star pick her out of everyone in the crowd. When I was researching this aesthetic under the Rockstar Girlfriend hashtag, on those same videos that were under that hashtag, also hashtag coquette, messy French girl, rock girl, and supermodel. I feel like the messy French girl is ironically a little bit more clean and minimalist compared to the Rockstar Girlfriend, which is a little bit more gritty, a little bit more ostentatious. But she is the A-list runway model who smokes cigarettes, wears leather and tattered band shirts on the weekends, but out on the town, she's the queen of Studio 54, glam with fur, sequins, red lipstick, teased hair, and a my boyfriend will kick your ass attitude. I definitely feel like Euphoria plays a part in the resurgence of the Rockstar Girlfriend aesthetic with the glittery, gritty makeup that's messy but glamorous, and sort of the hot, damaged muse sort of trope. So when I'm talking about the Rockstar Girlfriend and rock and roll in general, we're sort of going to cap it between the 50s through the 90s. Chuck Berry is the father of rock and roll, and all rock and roll music does stem from African-American Black blues music in the United States. Nobody embodies that as well as Chuck Berry. Elvis then basically adopted Chuck Berry's entire personality, and he became famous for it because, let's be real, he's white. Chuck Berry is the father of rock and roll, but when we think rock star, Elvis really takes the cake. I mean, he was so controversial that shows would only film him from the waist up because he exuded that much sex. So when we're talking about Rockstar Girlfriends, we have to mention Miss Priscilla Presley, Elvis Presley's wife. Lana Del Rey, who is part of the Rockstar Girlfriend trope, modeled her look after Priscilla Presley, so of course we have to mention her. She had the big teased hair, these glamorous Studio 54 style outfits with this satin number that I absolutely love, and this fringe number, which is so amazing. She had the smudgy eyeliner, the pouty lips. She was sexy, she was young, she was beautiful, she was supportive, and comparatively to the rest of the Rockstar Girlfriends that we're going to talk about, she was quite prim and proper. At the same time, we had Johnny Cash and June Carter, which were a match made in heaven. They were both artists, and June was tortured soul Johnny Cash's safe haven. And following that, we have Miss Bianca Jagger, who is a Nicaraguan woman and Mick Jagger's first and only wife, who she divorced because of his affair with model Jerry Hall. Bianca Jagger was very proper as well in regards to this aesthetic. I feel like the early girls, Bianca, Priscilla, and June, all had to fit a much more early 60s, late 50s housewife aesthetic compared to the Rockstar Girlfriends we are going to look at next. And I do want to say that even though Bianca Jagger was a queen of Studio 54, she, because of the interracial marriage and the fact that she was a woman of color, she couldn't embody the messy, grungy, gritty aesthetic of the Rockstar Girlfriend in the same way her white counterpart Jerry Hall could have. Jerry Hall was a model. She was thin, she was messy, she was all over Studio 54, and she was really the Rockstar girlfriend, the mistress, whereas Bianca Jagger was the wife. The early Rockstar Girlfriends were more wifey material, and the later ones were just sort of these bimbo accessories on the arm of the powerful rock star. Moving on, we have Linda McCartney, who is a different sort of Rockstar Girlfriend. She was an artist, a muse. She was very twee. She was sensitive and took care of Paul McCartney and was a muse and was his like safe space, which is a very common trope in these Rockstar Girlfriends. Yoko Ono is the Rockstar Girlfriend. She is powerful, artistic, toxic, beautiful, a muse. She's the blueprint. You want that explosive, overwhelming, passionate, violent love. That's what you want when you date a rock star. And I do want to say that John Lennon was a racist, misogynistic, abusive, alcoholic man who not only treated women poorly, but his first son, Julian, like crap. John Lennon isn't this hippie, imagine all the people, peace, love guy. He is an abuser who had extreme anger management issues. Yes, he came from an abusive home, but please let's not talk about how Yoko is the one that broke up the Beatles. John Lennon in the Get Back docuseries on Disney Plus is clearly zooted to booted out of his mind on drugs, and the Beatles were at their breaking point. In that documentary, we see George Harrison get up and leave. Yoko Ono absolutely did not break up the Beatles, and I just wanted to mention that. I am a Paul McCartney person. John Lennon is an asshole. Yoko Ono, I would say, it truly is the blueprint of the Rockstar Girlfriend as what we know it today. And following her, we have women like Courtney Love, who was married to Kurt Cobain of Nirvana, Nancy Spungen, who dated Sid Vicious of the Sex Pistols, Mate Garcia, who was married to Prince, one of the few BIPOC women that we see in the Rockstar Girlfriend aesthetic. And rock stars tended to shift less towards these wifey material Priscilla Presley types and more into the models and celebrities like Iman, Paulina Poroskova, Pamela Anderson, and Heather Locklear. These are different from the Rockstar chicks, which include Courtney Love, Diana Ross, Joan Jett, the Women of Heart, and Janis Joplin, who tend to be grittier, more violent, more angry, more loud, whereas the Rockstar Girlfriend is an accessory. You have to be a little bit more demure. You're a pretty thing on the arm of the rock star. Movies and pop culture are no stranger to the Rockstar Girlfriend trope. We have iconic characters like Penny Lane from Almost Famous, and even Effie Stoneham from Skins, I think, embodies the hot, damaged Rockstar Girlfriend look. We see it in Angus Thong's Perfect Snogging, where the main character, Georgia, is lusting after a boy in a band, Robbie, and Lindsay Lohan's character in Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, absolutely in love with a much, much older rock star. Movies like Pirate Radio and Rock of Ages depict women who are lining up to sleep with the rock gods. I really feel like a good song that depicts the Rockstar Girlfriend aesthetic is MGMT's Time to Pretend. The opening verse is, I'm feeling rough, I'm feeling raw in the prime of my life. Let's make some music, make some money, find some models for wives. I'll move to Paris, shoot some heroin, and fuck with the stars. You man the island and the cocaine and the elegant cars. Later in the song, they say, the models will have children, we'll get a divorce, find some more models, everything must run its course. And this song is a commentary on the rockstar lifestyle, but I really do think it depicts how the Rockstar Girlfriends are replaceable. They're objects that you can just replace once they get old and ugly and have their child and, you know, their body isn't the same anymore. Oh my God, this is the fourth time I have filmed this. My battery died, I ran out of memory, and now my mic was off, the lens was blurry. Oh my God.
I swear to God, if you become a fashion icon, I'm gonna kill myself.
All right, now that we've talked about the definition and the history behind the Rockstar Girlfriend aesthetic, let's get into the fashion elements of it. In terms of clothing, Rockstar Girlfriends can be seen in fur-trimmed coats, leather pants, lingerie, stilettos, boots, beat-up sneakers, sheer and mesh materials, glam with grunge juxtaposition, blazers, leather jackets, band tees, wife beaters, and either a purposely visible bra or no bra at all. Designers that come to mind with the Rockstar Girlfriend aesthetic include Alexander McQueen, Vivienne Westwood, and a new designer, Monica the Label. Colors of the aesthetic tend to be black, white, and red for the model off-duty sort of look, and then having incorporations of gold, silver, occasionally pink, purple, and denim tones. A rock star's girlfriend is never without a cigarette, of course, for themselves, to be model-esque and skinny, and also for their boyfriend, which is gross, but it's sort of part of the trope, unfortunately. They also are tend to seen with guitars, film cameras to take cute photos of their boyfriend. They either have no tats because they are a model, or they have dainty little tattoos because they're edgy and rock star-ish. They're seen with sunglasses to give themselves privacy, tights, especially fishnets, fun statement purses, chunky jewelry, and crosses. Makeup-wise, smudgy black liner is a staple, smeared red lipstick, metallic eye makeup, and acrylics are also seen often. Their hair is typically big and voluminous, down and in their face, effortless, messy, and have that sex hair look. In terms of music, you can sort of divide the aesthetic into grunge, sad boy rock, and glam femboy rock. Sad boy rock will include the 1975, The Neighborhood, Arctic Monkeys, and Nirvana, and that will be more the Kate Moss model off-duty black, white, and red sort of look, whereas the glam rock of the Rolling Stones, Måneskin, and Van Halen will more be the bimbo, groupie, ostentatious, colorful rock star girlfriend. Celebrities that embody this look are Kate Moss, Lana Del Rey, Lily Rose Depp, Georgia May Jagger, Bella Hadid, Alana Champion, Odessa Azion, Suki Waterhouse, Charlotte Kemp Moule, Jessie Joe Stark, Victoria DeAngelis, and Devin Lee Carlson. I don't necessarily agree with Bella Hadid, but she was mentioned a lot and her photos were mentioned a lot. I don't know. I don't really see it. Influencers that aren't actually rockstar girlfriends, but I think embody the look include Iris the Planet, Ashley Best Dressed, Avery Ovard, Amelia Moose, and Connie McLean. Always, I like to give you guys ideas of how to thrift this aesthetic. So when you're at the thrift store, look for fur jackets, acid wash denim, leather, band tees, nightgowns and slips, mesh, glitter, and sequin pieces, and lace up detailing, whether it's a corset, a lace up top, or lace up pants. Now we're gonna get into the problems with the rock star girlfriend aesthetic, of which there are many. The groupie trope is unfortunately girls between the ages of 14 and 18. They tend to be teenagers. The iconic Penny Lane from the movie Almost Famous was based on a girl that was 14 years old and was like the queen of the groupies. And as much as we want to think that she was empowered, you cannot be 14 years old dating and sleeping with 25 and 30-year-old men and be empowered, especially when those men are rich and famous and powerful. There's already a power imbalance there that puts the young girl in a submissive position, and that, I mean, it's grooming. Let's just call it what it is. It's grooming. And that tends to happen all the time in the rock and roll world. They have songs like She's Only 17. In the 70s and 80s, the 17-year-old girl was the ideal groom. Mick Jagger actually married or dated this woman and then broke up with her and then dated her daughter, even though he was a stepfather figure to her. Mackenzie Phillips, daughter of one of the lead singers in the Mamas and the Papas, was subjected to horrendous abuse by her father. And bands like Three Dog Night, Motley Crue, and Van Halen were notorious for sleeping with young girls. The rockstar girlfriend trope also glamorizes toxic and abusive relationships that feature addiction, substance abuse, enabling that substance abuse, cheating, and eating disorders. You are made to be a skinny, perfect, model, one-dimensional person that is an accessory to the rock star. The only interesting thing about you is your boyfriend. And there's also a gold digger social climbing aspect of you're only dating this person because they're a famous rock star, not because you actually love them. These rock star girlfriends are often put in the position to save the star and be their safe haven while putting up with their abuse and masking that as supporting the artist. They have to put up with addiction, alcoholism, constantly being cheated on. People will say, well, it comes with the territory of dating the rock star. If you're gonna date a rock star, you have to be okay with them abusing drugs and alcohol, with them sleeping with younger women, with them cheating on you, with them being abusive towards you because they're an artist, they're a rock star, it's for their art. Along with the model bimbo trope of the Rockstar Girlfriend comes with a lot of fat phobia and Eurocentric beauty standards. You hardly ever see any Black or Latinx creators do the Rockstar Girlfriend aesthetic or any plus size representation. Whenever I make these aesthetic videos, I try to make my examples and pictures that I use in these videos as diverse as possible, featuring as many races and body types as possible. But this one was particularly difficult to get a lot of representation, but here is some that I did find. My final thoughts on the aesthetic, I don't have final thoughts, I should say, because I fell privy to the Rockstar Girlfriend trope for sure. I still do. I still romanticize being with a rock star. I mean, the hottest person on the planet to me is Jon Bon Jovi. I would date him in a minute and he's like 70 years old. I definitely romanticize the abuse, the toxicity, the passion, being an artist's muse. I went to Jon Bon Jovi concerts and I read The Dirt by Motley Crue, which is their autobiography, and I'm obsessed with classic rock. I wanted to be a Nancy Spungen or Effie Stoneham, the hot, damaged, angry girl who also happens to be a muse. I mean, what teenage girl doesn't want to be like that? We're sort of socially conditioned to idolize these rock stars and put them on a pedestal and throw away all of our self-worth for those rock stars. And I think part of it is conditioning, but another part of it is just like, I do think it's kind of hot. Hi. I am not calling any woman that chooses to date a rock star an accessory, a bimbo, like personalityless or anything. I'm just saying how we treat rock stars versus how we treat rockstar girlfriends are very different, and we tend to treat rockstar girlfriends as if they're just a sex object, and rock stars tend to treat rockstar girlfriends like sex objects. But I am no way saying that these women that I've mentioned are not empowered or don't have an independence and aren't independent women on their own at all. I'm trying to speak from the point of view of how people perceive, how the culture perceives rockstar girlfriends and women who date rock stars. The dark side of rock and roll is really, really dark and abusive and gross. But I love rock and roll and I love rock stars. I love the look of dirty makeup and messy clothing, and I'm a sucker for a guy and a guitar. And with the rockstar girlfriend trope, it really is accessible to everyone. You don't have to be good at makeup, and the disheveled look is accessible to everyone, and the colors and styles are flattering on anyone. Anyone can pull off the rockstar girlfriend aesthetic. It's just that we don't see any plus or BIPOC representation, which is a huge problem. In terms of fashion, I love the look of this aesthetic, but I would love to see women of all shapes and sizes and races take back this idea of the rock star trope of being a bimbo, of being an accessory, of being a sex object only to make your male look better, of your only identifier is your relationship to a man. I want women to take that back and have the rockstar girlfriend trope be more empowering. Like, I'm a badass, I'm a muse, I'm an individual, I'm fashionable, I'm sexy, I'm passionate, I'm powerful. And I think that is possible if we sort of flip the narrative of Yoko Ono, who again I think is like the OG rockstar girlfriend. She is an artist on her own. She's an activist on her own. Of course, she has problems and is problematic in her own right, but I think if we can switch it to be a more empowering, focusing on the girl in Rockstar Girlfriend, and would I risk it all for a chance with Mick Jagger or Jon Bon Jovi? You bet your ass. With that, let me know what you think of the Rockstar Girlfriend aesthetic. How do you feel about it? Does it make you as uncomfortable as it makes me? And if you know any plus size and BIPOC representation of the Rockstar Girlfriend aesthetic, please tag them down below because I would love to see them. Also follow me on TikTok and Instagram because I post content there every single day, and subscribe to my channel because I post videos every Thursday. And happy Valentine's Day. It is Monday when I'm filming this, so happy Valentine's Day. All 600 of you are my Valentines and I love you so much. So happy day. Bye.